We're back from the break, and we're picking up
Sorry,
with the
Corinth.
resolution phase. We're not back.
No, Corinth was in the middle of enjoying himself with some refreshments.
It's fine. I can roll with it.
We're doing it live.
I don't stop eating for anything, bro. Use my time wisely.
I'm a fat man.
All
Fat
right,
man
so
gotta keep up his caloric
again,
count.
Fat man gotta eat, baby. Trying to get my 6,000 calories.
I've already been
True story.
plowing through this.
If I was a Naruto clan, I'd be Akamichi. Clearly, dude.
I've already been plowing through this.
Those
Plowing, that's not what
COVID-laced
I would-
pokey sticks. That's good. All right, man, we've got the great game to deal with for resolutions. What else? We got the Dark Coatl. Yeah, normally I'm asking the questions for the resolution phase, but I want you guys to throw some stuff at me here, and then I'll go through if I think we missed anything.
Well, we need to figure out the Lachey, the Dark Lachey and the Dark Naga, like what goes on with that.
Okay, so Dark Lachey, Dark Coatl.
I got one for Temporis.
Let's start with the Dark Lachey and the Dark Coatl here.
How does that alliance go?
I think
Ocean Master died, didn't he?
that
Ocean Master is part of Magnatrix.
Magnatrix.
I think that Dark Lachey
I managed to name it her.
learn a form of forbidden science / magic from the newly created Naga Coatl, and they begin to accept this ritual where they turn themselves into part Naga, i.e., like a Drider.
Oh.
So you have this whole sub race of Lachey that are like part snake and part Lachey,
So they're
Like-
dark
like a-
elf snakes,
Different. Like an abomination, the anti-abomination, but different.
or like a
like a drow, but a snake bottom instead of, or like a drow, switch strider or whatever.
So in forming their alliance, they kind of seal the pact of cooperation by
Prima Nocta, dude. All
melding
day.
each other together.
If we can get
It
them out,
seems to be a common theme in this realm.
we combine our.
There you go,
Metal-
there you go,
big
T'Challa.
claws, Ooze lizard folk. Like it's hey,
This is the most hedonistic D&D campaign of all time, dude.
it's all about.
All the races mixing constantly.
Creating dark abominations.
Dark abominations. I like.
I like Abomination.
Is that what they're seen as, or do they like still
No,
have the
no,
ability
no.
to be like
To them, it's
sentient?
like a sacred. To them, it's like a sacred ritual.
Yeah, they're not. They're just called abominations because they're clearly more like animal-like than anything else. But no, they're probably extremely powerful. Like they're two very powerful races blending together. Half fire and half lichen, but stronger than both. Just like that.
Okay.
You know, so
But the alliance they form is a positive one or is it a tenuous one?
I think it's positive. If you're, yeah, because they have something in common now. They're both in the Underdark. They both feel like abandoned in their own way because they're still light side Lachey. You know?
They don't know that Malthus is like why these people came here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing that was brought up is Pookie. You mentioned something about Temporis, so let's talk about Temporis.
Okay, so Temporis, in creating this reset switch for these three races, what he does is he turns one person from each race into the alpha-like creature I was talking about before. So if any one of these three die, it resets the save point to the point that Temporis sees fit. So now he has kind of like these mini avatars that can protect him and protect each other if any of them die. It resets the day or resets the time back to when before they were dead. So it kind of gives them like a limited invulnerability or immortality.
But would it be enough to stop a cataclysmic event? Like,
That's up to us, right?
For the one particular member of the race.
Maybe some can be stopped, but some can't.
It's true. If everything dies, then like everything dies. So.
I mean, if it's like, well, what did I have to do? I finally figured it out. I have to go to this island and I have to press this button at exactly this time and everything stops. Okay. And then it's like, well, next time it's like, okay, what can we do? No, I've checked everything. There's nothing we can do. It's over. Like, no, we had to do something from before the last save point.
Thus, like hashtag, like literally all my RPGs I've ever played ever.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone else wants to dive into?
The Great Game. How does the Great Game go?
And since you just figured it out, it is close to a German word. Do you want to make that near the theme of the game, like a tone to the game, where it's based about actions and greed, or
we already set the tone.
Okay, so what was the win condition of the game? Let's start there. So in this particular game, what was how do you win?
Well, we got to figure out who were the three people that they picked to be the things, like their players.
So one of them is Malthius, right? We've established that. So who are the other two?
I think Mixlol is a good target too.
Okay, the other Coatl.
Yeah.
All right. And
okay, so Ezra's Rend and the Weave are the people playing the game. Mixlol is like the positive. Malthius is kind of the theoretically seen as the negative. Who's the most neutral? Star Master's the most neutral.
Most neutral.
What if I was about to say, what if there's a new avatar is created? Somebody that could have been close to an avatar before, but this interaction is what really pushed him through.
Oh, how about instead of picking 3 separate ones, since Temporis was made in this round, they all are attempting to manipulate the save point.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ezra's his alley, because he's on a damn well trying to get his ass saved,
or corrupt all the other saves.
Your save has been corrupted.
Thoughts?
Let's see.
I mean, if you want to get deep into it, you could say that he's responsible for the entire thing. Like he convinced the Chronics that they need to do something in case something bad happens.
Yeah.
Thus giving him a way out.
Yeah. I like that idea. I like Ezra's as like clearly the most dangerous thing on this realm, but not openly dangerous. Like people don't realize his machinations. I do like that. I like the Deus Machina that he basically convinced them to create Temporis.
All right, I do love that, but I love that. I don't know if that should be the focus of the game, though.
I think the focus should still be the three people that.
Yeah, Malthius, Mixlol, and Star Master, I think, are going to be the focus of the game.
What if that's the thing? So the game formed because not just because somebody was like, we're bored, but one of the persons who formed the game understood that Temporis was coming into play, and so there would be this save point. So there's going to be a vie for big power for this one thing that could save a particular person, or allow him to literally him or her to take over everything.
And
so they make a game so that it's like balanced, but obviously underhanded.
And he rigged it, right, John?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He rigged it. So he makes it look like Malthius won because Malthius is the only one who stepped towards Ascension.
Yeah.
But he got what he wanted because Temporis created a save point on Star Master, which is another player in the game.
Which is another player in the game, and I was going to say was the point. The point was to find to have a person get an in with Temporis. Your person had to become aligned with Temporis.
He's a Macaw man, just like Ezra. So it works out perfectly for him because everyone thinks he's the other Macaw man right now anyway, that he's the pure one.
And he's in a position where he can usurp the other Macaw person not just as easily, but in a fashion more than other people would have the opportunity.
He's playing the long game.
Yeah, a very long game. And now that he knows that he has an in, he just needs to work Star Master in order to get his direct into this save thing to where he can manipulate it all to his will forever.
So Weave was playing Maltus, the guy who found the dial that controls the belt, and Rend was playing Star Master. So he was basically manipulating Rend too the whole time.
Because nobody suspects the Macaw folk.
Yeah. Even though they should by now because he's fucking done shit like 4 times in a row.
Well, the dragons maybe because they're older, have arrogance in comparison to the macaw folk. They're just some islanders that were looking up at the stars. Oh, these little dirty birds.
And you said
I also think it has to do with the fact that the macaw folk are not an incredibly long-lived race.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like 60 years, maybe, something like that.
I think Ezra has looked at the fact that, like, he basically looks at the proto-dragons as, you guys have wasted your potential.
Bro,
you have wasted the fact that you are so old and have lived so long that you're playing these stupid games.
Yeah.
You could be, like, basically controlling your own
destiny. What if it's even shorter? What if it's normally, like, 40 years, but, like, when he memory jarred him, he got more time, and he's been doing things to extend his other body that he'll be doing to this body as well.
Aren't parrots related to macaw, though?
Yeah.
Parrots live an incredibly long time, though, in comparison to humans. Well, they could live like 100-something years or something bullshit.
Macaws live forever. We got it in the comments.
Still, if you consider the fact that proto-dragons are going to live like for thousands of years, you know, like these are progenitors of,
or could be functionally immortal, right?
Like, functionally immortal.
They're functionally immortal. So what about these then? So we were saying the ages before. So what? These could be like literally like. So this guy could be the same guy. They could be living 500 years, 5,000 years.
He also influenced Weave because remember how the Slad sent infiltrators into the Coatl to figure out the death ray. Mm-hmm. So from that, he still had his own people mixing with those infiltrators, and that's how he figured out where the timepiece was that Malthus found. So he even pushed the other player towards the timepiece too. So in the end, like, the game seemed really even, but it was all because Ezrus was manipulating every part of it.
I like it. I like dirty bird.
So no matter what, he would win. See, so even if he lost, he wins.
That's really scary, honestly.
What about Starmaster going into space, right? Or did he go into space, or did he stop in the atmosphere? I mean, what are we saying he did?
He blew the island up above the surface so that liquid metal hit the whole planet. No, I'm just...
That's all. Just
good luck. Good game.
Now the islands can form knives and stabbing weapons.
That's right.
I would say instead of leaving the planet just yet, right now, Starmaster's probably investigating the 4 moon islands that started radiating the strange energy signature.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's really concerned. Also, he's got control over gravity to a certain point, but maybe he's not able to leave the atmosphere yet. Maybe he still needs more to get out. So maybe that's a work in progress.
What if
Now, here's the question. How do the Hawkmen who said, we own the skies, deal with the fact that they now have a giant metal ship in the sky?
No, it's not. They didn't say they owned the sky. They said that they owned all of the rocky cliffs belt in the belt.
All the belt, yeah.
They own the belt, even though they don't know what it is or that it's moving, which is something that in this age they won't be like, wait a minute, what? How is it?
You see this rock here? It's mine.
Exactly.
That's their diplomacy.
That is their diplomacy. When they hit you with a cudgel.
What if each one of those islands, Steve, is like a different form of star metal? Like he finds like a different kind of star metal on each one of those islands.
We know that one of the moon islands is entirely crystalline, like crystalline trees, crystalline vegetation. That was the southern one.
All right, so not star metal. What if they're each a different type of a fragment of something from space, like an otherworldly material?
I like that.
Starman.
Man of the stars.
I'm getting that whole push the talk thing down quick. I'm like, oh god, I gotta sneeze. Sorry for the Dead Space guys. We're making.
All right, so bikinis. I've got my phone down here on the charger because it's been perpetually sitting at 1%, but I have Twitch open down there so I can kind of keep track of the chat.
Yeah.
So the slot infiltrators, clearly they brought information back to Ezra's, but how successful were they in learning about the death ray?
I don't think they figured out much about the death ray.
It is already in pieces in a way.
I think they found out more about the belt by knowing about that city.
And the schism. They learned more about the schism.
I would say also that any retrieved science that was left over from the destroyed pieces might be able to be used for new technologies of weapons or things like that, but not to the scale, nowhere near the scale of the death ray. Like, they might be able to, like, oh, look at these lenses or whatever, and be able to be like, oh, well, we can use something similar for something we have.
I had an idea for the Amazons, too. I know we didn't do anything with them this round, but what do you think about them, like, reverting into a completely, like, a matriarchal society? So, because they kind of blame the men for what happened before, when they all got enslaved as soldiers, and the ones that escaped were probably primarily women who were enslaved. They killed a lot of the men. So now their society is matriarchal in nature, even though they haven't done anything this round.
Yeah, they were just trying to recuperate.
So kind of like Drow society.
I'm going to say that since the Hawkmen are in the middle there, out of that vortex, that's like where they're emanating from, that mountain range right there, where the blue dragon sleeps, or whatever that dragon there is. Since it's so close to the salmon, I imagine that maybe they during hunting and gathering, I'm assuming the Hawkmen fish. Like, one would just assume they eat fish.
I don't think that they fish at the bottom of the ocean.
You mean eat salmon humanoid creatures? And you are correct.
No. I meant just fish for actual fish. But
I mean, they eat them.
Like, come here, I want to grill you.
Wait.
They're lovely pink skin.
We have some shrimp people slaves.
Oh my God, they brought the shrimp folk over, like.
They're like beasts of burden. They're like giant lobsters, dude.
Yeah, crab luggage carriers. Yeah, no. I was imagining maybe that in the course of 500 years or so, they encountered each other because they live in the area. They're normally really deep, but they do live right underneath that edge of the island. So if they come to the surface at all, they're going to be like right in range with each other somewhere. And so I'm saying over 500 years,
abandoned the surface specifically because of all the bad crap that's been happening.
Yeah, the ash that's flying through the air.
Yeah, and what's been happening on the Pale Gate? I mean, have they been successful in holding back the kaiju onslaughts of the sea in the last 500 years? Since we did nothing with them, I'm assuming that's what they've been doing, right? They've been protecting everybody else.
Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, we did say that the strange metal that they're using like nullifies a lot of the chaos powers.
That's why I was assuming the science was originally going to work. I think, but then
maybe by now they have like veterans on the wall. They have like a experienced force of soldiers.
So my question is when some of those kaijus come to the surface because the wall, how do the Hawkmen react to seeing these mega beasts?
Well, I kind of
distorted.
Thank God we can fly.
I like the idea of them aligning with the salmon, because I mean, we make a joke about them eating them and shit, but the big rock was like the protector in their world, so maybe they feel kind of a kinship with these people that are like protecting people. So maybe they agree to help. I don't know how much.
The Hawkmen aren't just. Like,
I was just thinking that they met each other at some point in time, 500 years, and they had. I didn't even have a response. I was originally going to think it might have been a negative response, really, because it's two bros. Maybe they bro out. Maybe they bro out and gain respect for each other, and then they start broing out more, and then they start doing Daredevil games with each other for competition, but it's sky and sea, so that's nearly impossible to figure out how the logistics of that work.
It's like the Summer Winter Olympics, dude. It can't happen. But no, I think they should align, dude. I think that's interesting alignment. I mean,
yeah, I like it.
I just think they're both dude bros in at least a little bit of a sense.
Yeah,
right?
they both speak bro, just separate dialect.
Bro.
Well, everyone knows Portuguese is the most broy of all languages.
Between the Hawkmen and the Salmon, especially the Salmon of the Pale Watch, they start actually hunting some of the smaller kaiju.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Why let them grow to get big? Absolutely, because the Hawkmen could scout.
Yeah, dude. Maybe they help them take down the bigger ones. Like, how like in Pacific Rim, there's like categories and shit. So like Megatrix is like, whatever, fucking S level alpha but maybe there's other ones that are big or bigger, and they have to have scouting parties or air assistants to like fight them when they get too close to the wall.
So the Pale Watch is the order that watches the wall.
And ones that used to be Tide Lords.
How about we take the Tide Lords and turn them into the Pale Striders?
I like that. And how about we make an order of Hawkmen now during the resolution phase that are called the Hell Divers, and what they do is they actually dive down into the ocean to attack the fucking kaijus.
And since the Tide Lord,
like World War II bombers did to Japan.
And the Tide Lords no longer exist, and all of the old kaiju from the original group of Tide Lords that became able to do that are called the Fallen Lords, and they're like legendary sea monsters that are hunted.
Yeah, we said they were like Onis, right? Is what we compare them to.
Well,
like,
yeah, I know, but I mean the name could be the Fallen Lords, no?
Oh yeah,
Tide Lords.
I like it. Yeah.
How about the Fallen Tide, dude?
Fallen Tide, I like that too.
Yeah, right.
Or
Just don't say the Red Tide. Like we're doing Red Tide.
I like Fallen Tide.
The Crimson.
Fallen Tide's sweet. Yeah, and they would probably ban the use of any kaijus because they now know what happens. Like, it's forbidden to like.
But you're gonna have that one though, dude, that finds a good kaiju, like Godzilla kind of, and like that's like there's like a couple of them, dude, that are good, like help and shit.
And also they could be different sizes, so. I mean, who knows where that goes in the next 2,000 years of development as far as symbiosis in the society.
And the best thing about all this is we're about to roll what happens at the end of the age, and probably everything that we're coming up with is going to be completely undone in the next 15 minutes. So.
Yes, gentlemen, at the very beginning of this creation, what we decided to do was put a catastrophe at the end of every age. The very first age, since there aren't a lot of races from the first age that usually make it into D&D worlds during the final ages, we are destroying how many? What's the percentage of? On our test run, we killed almost 10 of them out of 13.
Almost everything.
It's all RNG, but I mean,
I mean, out of the
like
19 races that we had at the beginning, or not the beginning, at the
like
very
7
end of the age, I think
7,
six,
right?
7
6 or 7.
survived.
Yeah, it was rough. Those damn spores. It was all the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mushroom
It was
spores
actually
blocked
pretty
out
good.
the sun.
And Avatar ended up destroying the world, man.
Oh, it was so beautiful.
And it was not the one we expected.
Yeah, it was the
Nope.
one that was trying to find knowledge the whole time and then accidentally
We had this whole
stumbled.
this whole narrative prophecy built up and it ended up being turned on its head by the end.
Yeah, and it all worked out, but yeah. And not a lot of people become tree avatars, I imagine. Let me gain the knowledge of the world by staying right here.
Not in that world anymore.
Yeah, right.
Bro, that world's called no tree world. Treeless world, bro.
They chop down the shit out of any tree that shows up.
They call it anti-arbor world. Like there are no fucking trees. All trees must die.
All trees must die.
You see a tree, you kill it.
Steve, is there anything else we need to resolve?
I'm looking through it right now just to see.
I know, I'm thinking too.
Trying to think else who didn't do it. I like to think of things that didn't do anything. That way we could give them something to do. We did Slad, Macaw.
I mean, the pure blood bake-offs really didn't do a whole lot, but they were just kind of like,
except for the Avatar participating in the game.
yes, it was Avatar getting games. Ooh, look at this pretty stuff.
So the races, okay.
I had an idea for the Animorphs. They figured out that sonic energy wasn't sonic energy. It was psionic energy coming out of that eardrum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they figured it out on accident when they realized it was misspelled in the book.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're like, there's a P in front of this S. What idiot wrote this?
All of our research has been based on auditory things. Like, who interpreted the first document? Whose job was this? He's been dead, sir, for like 30 years.
Do you like that idea? Because I thought if we do the psionic thing, then we can actually have a demon bear type of character like we talked about before. We can have like this psionic entity that kind of starts controlling some of the animals and makes them like self a weird Voltron form of other anamorphic animals. He's got to have a
Voltron.
He's got to have a He's got to have a Gatling gun and a chainsaw.
The Sonic thing though, like it was unique.
It was unique enough. Yeah.
I'm not trying to
scratch that idea,
on that one, but I mean, does everyone else like it?
I like it.
Is there another place we can apply it?
It is interesting though that we made kind of a sonic based thing. We don't have psionics. I mean, maybe we just don't have it in the world.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is there a place that
There's
it's
still
very
4
applicable?
ages to go.
Maybe they figure out. Remember how we're using it as a defensive shield? Maybe they figure out a way to use psionic energy to control people's minds. So it's not psionic; it's sonic energy, but it's affecting people's brain waves.
It's a sound-based mind control.
Like a sound-based mind control, and that's what they're using their emitter for by the end of the age. So they're not using it to control people; they're using it to rebuff people from their
Like when they come near, they go, "Oh, I don't want to go this way."
Yeah, their brains start to boil, and they're like, "Oh, fuck all this," and they fucking leave.
So it's almost like Tafari's Island.
It'd be like a mind effect.
Yeah, it's like scanners. They don't want to get their heads blown off, so they're like, "Oh, fuck this place, dude. This place is bad news," and they back off. You know. That way, you kind of get psionics.
Do the Animorphs create something that's
sonic energy.
outside the island, like something physical to represent this, like some kind of ghost story to create for anybody that might come by?
Like a siren song.
What?
Yeah, kind of.
Draws you in.
Yeah, something that like the sailors are like, "No, we're near the head blowing up siren song place. Turn around, we're too close."
That whole island is probably like.
What if they call it
like a place of legend? Like, don't go near it.
Yeah, yeah.
What if they call it like the whale, like not the creature, but
WAIL.
like the whale.
Yeah. Don't let me pronounce that word.
Yeah, and what do we think about an object? Like, would it just be a noise, or would there be some kind of, or is that too much mystery?
I still like the idea of it being a piece of one of the dragons, so we haven't figured out what piece it is yet, buried inside that mountain.
You said it was the eardrum.
We said it was an eardrum, but that's for like absorbing sound. I mean, I guess it could be for both.
I mean, it could also be that they found its throat.
Ooh, what if it's the larynx, dude? That's a good idea. Larynx, dude.
What about just the vocal box?
Yeah,
inside of a.
That's part
of the larynx. Right? Yeah, I mean, just the.
No.
I thought the larynx was the whole. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the trachea.
Either way.
My bad.
I so want this dragon to like reform from all the parts, dude. I think it would be so fucking dope if it like.
So,
welcome, Looker.
How do y'all feel about them literally building some sort of monumental structures that literally get planted around the island, like whale emitters?
Yeah.
Like pylons.
Yeah, like pylons that they literally have to sink down into the ocean floor. So these are monolithic constructions, and since they're strip mining the mountains and the land anyways.
Yeah, so and the pylons focus that power into that sonic.
And the Sawmen have moved away from this place, so only the fringes of the leftover frontier, the latest stragglers are the only ones that will have even heard of something like this happening. But I imagine it would affect them too.
So basically, they're building a bunch of 5G towers around the island.
Yeah, melting brains.
Melting brains, bro. So we actually are we're building North Korea, but it's filled with animals instead of Koreans. And they're all starving, dude.
Liquor of Faces showed up.
We're doing all right, Liquor.
Oh Lord.
The North Korea of D&D.
Hey, so the Anthropomorphs didn't really do anything, and I mean, we have the Amazons.
Well, I mean, they did put down, something that blows up, people's mind scopes all around the island.
I was just going over the things that we hadn't touched on before this moment.
It's all right.
Oh, I have an idea for Weave too. It just hit me. So you know that order that thought they killed him?
Finish your food.
So now he has a whole order of assassins like living inside his form, his symbiotic form.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the order's now under his control, as opposed to being under a guy who's dead.
Oh yeah, the acidic assassins.
Terrachroma's order, now they're his.
I dig.
So he kind of like tamed them, But I'm thinking now, this idea that D had before about how some of these oozes become symbiotic. Now he can make his own kind of 8, where he can start putting these symbiotes he absorbed onto other people and making himself little mini avatars to protect them or go do missions or whatever you want. Basically, like Venom and Carnage in Spider-Man, like making other unique symbiote creatures.
Who's down in the southeast?
Is that too much information?
The southeast. What do you mean?
Who's that pink dot down there?
I don't think that's anything.
That's something.
It was going to be something. I don't think we ever did anything with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I think somebody was going to make. I think somebody was going to make a desert race, and we just never did it.
So what you're saying is a god, since technically we are playing like the creators of the thing as sentient things. So like there's a pile of clay golems just out in the desert. There's just like a race waiting to be like life breathed into them, and then you just got like, fuck it, I'll finish it later.
Or we could just make a race. We could just make a race right now, dude. I'm down for adding another race. They're just gonna get killed anyway.
Sand giants.
Well, I think we're kind of at that point where we need to break out the list of catastrophes and
oh shit, here we go.
Start building the narrative of how what do we call this?
A chaotic and vibrant world.
A chaotic and vibrant world. No, extinction level event is what we are about to build out here.
Are we rolling? We're rolling 4.
1 to 50. Yeah, 4. Yeah,
4. One for each of us, and it's a 1d50. Yep. Here we
Let's
go.
do it.
No matter which order we roll them in, so just gonna roll them.
Yeah, just roll them, and then we're gonna paste it all together.
Oh, 50.
That's not a really bad one at the top of the list, is it?
It's a bad one.
Yeah, I think the last one's the worst one. No,
50 is the weakest one.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Rise and fall at sea level. Ooh, climate change.
Hey, Steve, you're gonna have a whole bunch of map work to do.
Al Gore comes to this planet
with the rise and fall of sea level.
Hey, it's okay. So, 42.
Some would say it's an inconvenient truth.
42 is the divine manipulation of terrain, creating a holy site, a la Thor's hammer falling from the sky, or the raising of a platinum tower of the unknown, stuff like that. That's great. Oh, so 38 is an extinction level event, mega volcano, giant meteor.
All right.
Wait, is that both of those or one of them? And didn't we just have a volcano go out that put ash over the whole world and then killed like?
No, that wasn't a volcano. That was just a giant.
Or the dragon mouth.
And then
the magma dragon.
And then the 11 is the awakening of an ancient horror, mega monster Godzilla style or worse. So guess who comes out of the vortex?
Yeah, it just comes out of the vortex.
Yeah.
All right, so which one do I do first?
Oh, Magnetrix.
Magnetrix comes
out of the vortex.
All right, so I got an idea.
I almost would rather a Proteus dragon because it'd be less dangerous.
All right, so the manipulation
we'll see if the wall works.
Divine. What was it? Manipulation of a divine
terrain. Yeah, manipulation of terrain.
So Ezra's being, an agent of chaos, he reverses the dial.
Yeah.
So the belt starts going in reverse, and this creates this titanic pressure on the world and the gravity that surrounds the planet, and it brings the city of the metal gnomes crashing back down to Earth.
Like a meteor?
Like a meteor. And I say just roll randomly where it hits. Can we do that? Is there a way we can do that?
We can do it like a splash card, like a 1d8. 1, 2, 3, like you do like that, and then pick an area. So yeah, let's roll a 1d8.
Give me 1 second, and I can. If you guys keep talking about ideas past where it hits, I can give you an actual exactly what to roll to give you the grid sheet.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, let's do that then.
And then the rise and fall in sea level can come from that event, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see, huh? Yeah, and maybe that's what causes Magnetrix to show back up. He's like, "What the hell happened?"
Yeah, through the portal.
It may actually fuck up the vortex.
Wait, why pull Magnetrix on this one? I like Magnetrix. Don't get me wrong.
Just because he's already an established Godzilla.
I understand he's not wrong. Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But the divine manipulation. I'm assuming that was just the sundial.
Yeah, the sundial. Right, he reverses the sundial.
All right. The reason I was wanting to go back to the divine terrain thing. you remember at the very beginning of this, the reason all these races came to the world is the proto divine entity that we still haven't named.
Yeah, I just thought about that too.
Like
the
whatever,
thing that's like locked in here.
whatever's in the box we talked about earlier.
Yeah, whatever's in the box.
That's kind of what I made the lights go start shining, losing or putting out energy.
So it was already breaking. The lock was already breaking. Ooh, I like that idea, dude. It was like degrading already.
Yeah,
The energy.
from all the chaos.
Okay, so what was it?
What
A
is
giant Tiamat-esque proto dragon. That's a combination of every single one of these
Okay,
dead dragons.
somebody roll a 1d52 and a 1d65.
Oh, you're doing longitude and latitude.
Based on grid squares, ballpark.
That's
I might have
fucking
missed one or two in the count, but yeah.
So one D.
Wow.
And
You had to roll 51. Mother. Okay, so it's going to hit the
What's
bottom
61?
right of the world.
hold on.
Oh, wait, no.
60 what?
51 is the up and down. Wait, no. That's no. It's 1d52 and then 1d65.
1D60.
So 51 would be at the bottom row, and 58 would be 7 back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so
That's pretty near the eye. That's close.
it's
to the
about
eye.
here, or we can go on the other side of the map, and it could be at the top up here next to the Chronics. One of the two. Either it hits the Chronics or it hits the desert down here.
This guy hit the Chronics, dude. Because I worked out the
Oh, yeah,
Temporis.
time people definitely.
Yeah, the Temporis shit where he said.
Yeah,
the
that's
save
pretty much kind of where it is. Like 7 and 1, 2,
I like
3,
it.
4, 5, 6. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it hits like right here, and it hits 4 down. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait. Then 1 second. The 65 is the cross. So yeah, 7 in and 1 down. So it hits like right there. Boom. 3.
Hold on. If I'm counting the squares right, you said 7 across, right?
7 from the end in.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I am getting right about there.
Here.
Yeah, right here,
Where are you at?
right there.
I'm on the top right of the
Yeah,
map.
'cause-
Where on the map are you?
yeah, top right.
Oh, okay. I'm just not seeing your thing.
All right.
Oh,
so
there it is.
going
Yep.
back
Yeah,
to-
that's about right where I had it. Somewhere in there.
Going back to Ezrus, this was his plan. To let the monster out of the box, he had to do all these things to make it happen. He had to have the Chronics mess with time. He had to have the sundial found so he can mess with the lock. So he did all this. So what is the thing that he wanted to release then? It's got to be something really bad, right?
Like the thing is, he doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't even know.
he just wants to know what the next step of power is.
Purely an
And
agent of chaos, right? So he just did it to see what it did.
He's
No?
he's a macaw that the slide.
He's the macaw that went into the abyss too, remember? We said that he was charting the abyss.
Macaw folk scholar.
So
who
he
was
might-
turned into a chaos macaw and then kicked into the abyss.
So he might have discovered some information in the abyss of some sort that told him what was in this.
All right, so what is it? He had
I
to
think-
mess. He had to mess
I-
with time. He had to mess with time and space to release
We're
it,
not
right?
bringing in Thorazun. Thorazun is not showing up. God damn it!
I think that
I don't even
he
know who that is.
understands through
He's
it's a major god from the pre-established lore. No, I think Ezra's came to the understanding in the abyss that whatever primordial entity is trapped in the world carries a powerful enough divine spark that if he could figure out how to snatch that spark away from it, it would immediately elevate him to greater god status.
Oh yeah, he's trying to live. He's trying to
So
become
whatever we come up with, whatever dragon thing it is, right now it's coming out weak. It's coming out,
Is it
not
a
in
dragon thing?
control
Or I thought the
power.
dragons were the thing helping
Oh no,
to
that's
chain
right.
it.
The dragons were the.
So
thing
what
that
what is
refused
the
to change.
anti-dragon? What is the what is the thing that would get
jeez.
the most powerful dragons in the world to come together to actually give a shit enough at that level?
some kind of abomination, like a Hectocon Karis or something like that.
Yeah,
It's got to be the opposite. If it's the opposite of magic, so we haven't done psionics.
It's
What
gotta be
if
something
it-
like
What if it's a psionic entity of some kind?
what if
Like
it's
some
Mewtwo?
super-
It's
I mean,
Mewtwo. It's
powerful.
Mewtwo.
Psionic dragons are like the gem dragons. You have like the sapphires and stuff like that, but it doesn't have to be draconic.
What if it's like a pure psionic entity,
Dude,
a plane.
I know exactly what I'm thinking of. It's it's in the Elder's Evil. It's a giant mind of psionic energy that is literally like a plane destroyer.
I have a question. On the other world that we're saying is now connected to a vortex, a pantheon was created of psionic creatures. Is that correct?
Yeah, Garrix.
Now that pantheon that was created, how was it created necessarily? We didn't really fit how it was created.
The awakening of psionic energy.
What?
The awakening of psionic energy.
The awakening of psionic energy. Okay, so what if that was that pantheon was this thing trapped, reaching through the vortex into a world that wanted to suck psionic, like the psionic awakening in the other place allowed this thing that was sealed to reach out into that, and its finger was that pantheon.
I like it.
Remember how we made Garrix a mirror? Remember how we said Garrix is a mirror, like a giant mirror?
Yeah.
What if the thing it awakens is it's like a psionic doppelgangers of everything that currently exists here? So it's like the upside down. So when he opens this thing up, all this shit comes out that's like the direct opposite of everything that's here already. So almost like a yin and yang effect. Like he opens that doorway, so all that shit can escape. So you have a Weave who is like a positive energy symbiote. You have a Rend who represents a different line of dragons or a different creature altogether that's some kind of Hydra form. You have like instead of the Lachey, you have a race of dwarves that believe completely in science. Like you have all these things.
So it manipulates reality.
Yes, almost like an anti-reality to what we have.
So the question is
psionic
what
in nature
do to all the races that are here?
Right, maybe they vie for control, so only one of them can exist because that duality of having them both in the world would destroy everything. And
some of them might destroy each other, and then neither exist because that would also create a balance.
Because if you think about it, in a weird way, we have mirrors of almost all this stuff in the other world. Because we had Hawkmen and Macawmen. We have like all these strange things that are similar but different. So those things could start to come here, or versions of them. And then we could do the RNG based on that of what actually survives through the age.
We could do that.
Do you guys like that or no?
I like that idea, actually.
I like that.
Because in Garrix was essentially Garrix was the thing that was in the box.
What if when this happens, it create that vortex that exists becomes less like a land feature and more like a very clear dimensional rift to this other.
See, and I was okay with actually losing the vortex. I was okay with like cutting off the plane.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe it does close it off, right? Because the opposite of it being an open vortex.
What if it doesn't? What if it was never opened? What if it was just inside of? What if the vortex was the inside pocket that had pinholed out or something?
And somehow Megatrix broke his way in there around that he went inside of it.
And so then it when it was done, it's not that it went away. It's just that it's now in this world.
And that's what Megatrix becomes. Megatrix gets absorbed by this thing too, and he becomes 3 separate planes. Remember how we had that idea of like some monsters go to a limbo that's not heaven or hell, that's not avarice or abyss? He's like all 3 things. So Megatrix becomes a plane of existence where things go and they die. So if you're good, you go to his avarice version of heaven. If you're bad, you go to the abyss, and if you're a monster or neutral, you go to this thing like limbo. And that's what he becomes. He becomes like this plane of existence, like a jail for souls, or like a place where things go. So he becomes an entity level creature now, like a thing. He's no longer a creature.
Like Ravenloft.
Yeah, he's an entity, like a full on entity now. Because remember, he housed a good thing, a bad thing, and all the things that were sacrificed to make him. And they're like the in between, the neutral. The part that railed against him doing evil shit, or raised against him doing good shit. Does that make sense? Because he was we made him like a tri-character, like 3 different.
So he goes into the vortex. It's almost like a black hole, like a pocket dimension, which was our pre-world that we had fucked with, right? And that pocket dimension, he goes into the pocket dimension from this world. And in doing so, like, when this god thing that's also in that pocket dimension, because that's where it was trapped, he's able to break.
Ezra's created Magnetrix by forcing the Slad into the crystal before he got absorbed. So he made kind of like the key that started to open up this giant lock to create this thing that happened. So whatever he saw in the abyss gave him the knowledge to do all of these things to make this happen.
And the islands.
Like, all this down. I'm just going to listen to this recording later because fuck you guys.
That's just so much shit. But do you guys get what I'm saying?
I'm getting notes. I've got shorthand.
No, I don't blame you though. I mean, like, it seems like I'm just gonna smoke a couple cigarettes because I'm just gonna rewatch this shit later.
It's kind of what the whole point of the conclusion to this is, the catastrophe, is that you try to tie all the narratives that you had before into like one cohesive story. So this is like the turn, right? Or like the third act. This is what all the other stuff was for.
Yeah.
So I do think it's how like our previous world has come into effect this new world. I like that a lot. Actually,
we're going to be creating a mirror race for each one of the standing races.
Yeah, or try to find a race that we had before in the other world that close enough mirrors it that we could use it as a stand-in. If you want to tie the other world
juxtaposes against it as far as like
juxtaposes against it. Yes.
All right, well,
and maybe
you guys want to start working through that because that's going to take a second.
Let's do that first.
I think the acidic ooze might be the easiest one to juxtapose. I think the acidic ooze are going to be the opposite of the treants.
It's not a bad one.
Or you could also have them go against the Garrux because they're also an amorphous race as well.
We also have we have the Locust, which were kind of like a metal race. What else do we have?
But, yeah, I've got the list here for
We've
all
got
the races.
A handful of golden minotaurs that I imagine are just going to get dropped somewhere in the world.
I want to just knock it down one at a time.
Yeah, good luck.
We're doing the acidic ooze right now, so let's not jump too far ahead. Are we going with the Garrux for the ooze, or are we going with the treants?
I like the Garrux, honestly. I think sentient amorphous creature versus sentient amorphous creature.
I like the idea, but I like the idea of them being the Garrux being really special because of what's his name being the thing that like did all of this.
Yeah,
okay.
Like, I almost think they should be like kind of like I like the idea of Corvexus being so powerful that these Garrux, they're not things that you have in the world necessarily. I like it more like the Onis we made for the Kaiju. I kind of think they should be special monsters that still exist, like special oozes. I don't know. That's just an idea, dude.
So.
Trent's a good idea.
To pull all of the Macaw-folk into one category, or are we keeping them separate as pure, monstrous, and metal?
I think you got to separate them.
Okay, so what is the opposite of our pure macaw?
I think you go with the
Hawkman.
Not really an opposite. I think the cats, the meerkats,
Meerkats?
or the tigers, because they're cats, birds. They're kind of similar in nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be more the meerkats than the tigers because the tigers really didn't get a chance to build a civilization.
Yeah, the meerkats were more
built, but they wanted to use knowledge for subjugation, whereas the macaw just wanted to learn it to figure out what the stars were about.
Yeah, so the meerkats were the purebloods. It's a good one.
The chaos macaw.
What was our most lawful or good race that we had in that other world?
Ooh, I don't think we really had one.
The Hawkmen, maybe?
Yeah, they're pretty noble.
The Hawkmen, yeah. The Hawkmen, or maybe the
adamantine
platypus
minotaurs?
people.
I think the golden minotaur were because the golden minotaur
sacrificed themselves. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the golden minotaur. I can see them lawful good. Because we're going to do the quack gnomes are going to be the opposite of the metal gnomes. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's easy.
All right, the metal macaw.
I think you go with the adamantine locusts, the ones who became self-aware.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're doing a Marvel versus DC like amalgamation. That's kind of what it feels like, dude. Like a brawl.
The Coatl.
Ooh.
Chaos.
I mean, honestly, why not the Dark Naga?
You want to do two from the same world?
Do we really need to do? We need to do from both different worlds. Sorry.
Did we have evil? Thought we had an evil race.
What was our Myconoids? The Myconoids.
The mushroom.
Yeah, the mushroom people.
The mushroom people sitting around all day.
Wow. Let's move it down there. I like it.
Okay. Lizard folk.
We go with our proto lizards versus our primal lizards.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, one was land based. The other ones, the primal ones, were sea based.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Metal gnomes, aquatic gnomes.
Yep.
Sugar.
Drow versus the Lachey.
Proto dragons.
I mean,
Proto-lizards?
versus the Garrick.
Proto lizards versus proto dragons, or would it be
No,
lizards versus dragon folk?
We did the lizards
Or lizard
versus the
folk.
primal.
I mean, the proto dragons are supposed to be the big bads here, so
I thought they were outside of all of that, pretty much, really.
So I think the Garricks are like the only.
Oh,
one that could
yeah,
stand up.
actually, yeah, the Garricks would be the. Because, like we said, though, but I thought the Garricks would be these Oni type special
Yeah, I was
monsters.
thinking more the Garricks would be against the Kaiju, maybe. That's what I was thinking.
Well, I was thinking that we just keep. I guess there has to be.
Keep both.
Yeah.
Keep both.
Keep both for that, and the like the golden minotaurs and things, where there's only going to be a handful of them in the entire world, and they most likely are
How about
immortal.
Steve? The proto dragons versus the locusts, the first locusts.
Yeah.
They both came first.
I think the Chronics don't walk out of this alive, no matter what happens. There is no it doesn't matter what happens. Like they don't, because there's an island crashing right next to them that starts this whole process.
Well, the tsunami alone would kill them.
Yeah. So they're out of it before the dimensional, and this guy getting released, this thing being released, and the lock.
And their safe just got destroyed too. So. Like,
The anthropomorphs. Ooh. Shrimp people.
Yeah,
The shrimp people.
The shrimp people.
The prawn folk.
The prawn folk. So the prawn folk, or the
Cliché.
The Drow, easy.
Drow. Yeah, definitely Drow.
so two worlds about to collide into each other, in a development that we could
Cliché.
not have seen coming.
Yeah, the dark. I think the Dark Lachey just got to be. I think the Dark Lachey go with the Lachey, and I think the Dark Naga go with the Coatl.
What do we have living in the
They have
underground?
kind of an advantage. They have an advantage over the other.
We had the
races in
mycoids,
Subterra.
and we had the underground treant thing, didn't we? And then what else do we have? We had another species
What about
underground,
the
didn't we?
Slod?
The mole people?
Molman.
Mole. Oh my
And
goodness.
the platypus. Did we do the platypus?
Nope, no platypus. Yet. I was thinking platypus versus the salmon.
Yeah.
Slod?
The locusts.
We already did the locust.
Did you do the locusts for the dragons? Yeah.
Yeah. The Moman? I don't know. Or the Trents, right? Didn't we do the Trents yet or not?
Trents for the oozes.
was fast.
Yeah, I propose molemen for two reasons. One, it's more likely the Slod will survive. And two, my juxtaposition between them is this. The Slod have done a whole bunch of shit throughout the age, whereas the moleman did fuck all. And that's how they're different from each other. That's how they're opposites.
For the salmon?
A salmon versus the platypi. Yeah, let's do Moleman versus Slad. I kind of like it. One's underground.
That's gonna work.
Well, because the Molemen were trying to create trade routes. Right? They were kind of industrious, and the Slad were industrious in their own way. I
Okay, so we have this.
Amazon's got to be against the tiger people because they're both the slave races, the people that
Oh,
were
yeah.
enslaved.
And then what happens to the winner, and how does that play? Like, do we have a third? Like, did they stay in this world?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
this is the world.
this is the world they stay in, but we can decide if we want them.
Because
to...
the other world turns into that prison world. Like basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
They flip sides, right? So whoever's
Actually,
here, whoever's here is still on the Earth. We can decide if we want them to destroy them, if we want them to meld with them, if we want them to, if we want to roll that too. Like we could figure all that out.
Okay, so are we going to do the figuring out which race is going to stand the test of the battle between the two, and then figure out what the world cataclysm is going to do?
I think so.
I think this is the cataclysm. Like this whole
Well,
thing has happened.
but with this, we still end up with a full set of races, and
No,
part of
because
the
they may kill
idea
each other
was-
off.
No,
Yeah, we
because
could
only
do
one
war where they
survives.
kill each other off.
Yeah, and then there's some that don't make it at all. Like some will destroy each other.
Yeah,
Some
we're-
both
we're-
will make
we're
it.
supposed to come out of this a little bit shy.
Oh
of
yeah,
this.
no, that's just like like how reality that they're able to. That doesn't mean that when they get to the other side of it, like one of them might be like, "Yay, we survived! The platypus people made it. Where are we? Oh, we're in the place that used to be Chronix." As the big tidal wave is coming to hit all of us.
The way that we rolled it and the way we explained, you don't necessarily have to say that you lost races, because net total are still lost to races, right? Because the other catastrophe never happened over there. So there's like, isn't there like 7 more races we didn't even mention here, Steve, from the other place? Like they're fucked. They're gone because they have no mirror. You get what I'm saying? That they don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of like
we've got 13 of the 19.
Yeah,
so.
kind of like Crisis on Infinite Earths. Those other 6 races, they're nothing. They're nothingness. They don't exist anymore. Gone.
I get that. I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, this is reality warping. Once reality is done warping, doesn't mean that the effects from the other things still don't kill off races.
So okay, let's go through the list now. We've got the acidic ooze and the
turned into a
treant.
giant shit show. I love it.
It is, but that's okay.
Death.
The acidic ooze and the treant.
So how are we gonna roll this? Like, what are we gonna give?
Mortal Kombat. Naturally, what do we think would have a bigger advantage?
Ooze beats tree.
Probably the ooze, right?
No,
Ooze.
you don't understand. In reality, since the world is morphing, the civilization of tree ants blasts into the acid ocean where they all live, and then the trees just die. Because they're an acid. Because the dimensions came together.
But a lot of them were stone trees.
Yeah, check us out. They petrify.
Yeah.
So they do get removed from the world, but now there's a giant forest where the lake used to be a petrified tree.
Well, and the acid at its base, I would assume, right?
Yeah,
like some trees weren't all stone, so they
like
died.
Above,
some were stone. They lived.
They're like above the acid, like sticking out.
Yeah.
Like a swamp.
But what does that do?
I hate you guys, and I love you guys, but I hate you guys.
So imagine a giant petrified Trent forest in the middle of an acid lake. That's what you got. All right, so what's the next one?
Let me write this down.
Oh, sorry.
See, everybody thought the resolution was going to get real tough. I'm like, nah, man. Like, what? Who wins? Acid versus tree?
Well, we could roll it, but I like the idea of, like you said, they just lose. They lose for a good reason.
Yeah,
they were already half petrified anyway, and already fucked.
They're completely immobile, or mostly immobile.
Or maybe later on
they could come back.
Dig down below.
Yeah,
shit happens.
Hey, maybe old boy returns with his new acid brother covering him.
It gives the opportunity for the open door without requiring all the build out. You know,
it creates the Yggdrasil. It creates the Yggdrasil, the world tree. I'm just saying, dude. You can do whatever you want. We can do whatever you want.
The pureblood macaw and the meerkats.
Oh, that's...
They're both.
So the meerkats wish to discuss which one of the two should be the one to, because there can be only one. Like to determine.
But the macaw have already been fucked over once, and they're not really down for discussing.
And they're being led by a demi-lich who's inhabiting the body of their leader. So
yeah, that is true.
The meerkats are also sun-worshipping psychopaths, and there's 2 suns on this world.
They
already know how to channel the sun, and they have their own lich leadership.
Yeah, they have their own avatar vampire lich leader. Yeah. What if this particular race decides to form an alliance that would be beneficial to both? So they just decide not to fight.
They meld together because he realizes
instead support each other.
Yeah,
I like the idea, dude. They're like
trying to say is we gotta get rid of some fucking races here.
Well, actually, this is what I was going to think is the guy who the macaw he has no allegiances to the pureblood macaws, right?
None.
Okay,
whatsoever, no,
so if he can find a way to get an in. Maybe, what if he cuts a deal on his own people? He's like, well, technically I'm not them, but I am them. So how about this? We'll just let the meerkats go through. Here's the arranged deal, and I get to live and be a lich, and we don't fuck with each other. Sound like a plan? Good.
Or maybe he, as part of the deal, he allows the macaw purebloods to be killed off, and he takes on a body of one of the meerkats.
One of a meerkat in power, yeah.
Yeah, he absorbs that meerkat's body. He enters his body.
Because he's definitely out. He's out used the slot completely now too.
Purebloods are dead.
Yeah, Macaw purebloods are gone.
Because he fucking hates those. He hates them because he feels like he was betrayed by them.
Because they're inferior. They don't have the power of chaos.
Yeah, so Make all purebloods are down. That's it.
Only evidence.
So we're just gonna resolve it.
Ancient dungeons will all be that you find.
And dude, the people that he goes into their bodies, their souls should go into that crystal so that they still exist, like they're imprisoned in the crystal. So like,
So it's an ancient meerkat and an ancient macaw.
The pureblood leader and the ancient meerkat are in the crystal, like in this
Like,
giant crystal prison.
Sitting on this giant bench, like life is like a box of chocolates.
It's waiting for Godot. They're both in this area, and they think they're waiting for this guy to show up because that's like something in their head says, "Oh, we're waiting for like Bill to show up," and they don't know who Bill is, and Bill never shows up, but they're always there, just in waiting.
I'm just saying, yeah, I like the idea of them still being around, kind of, so we can play with those narrative hooks later.
Yeah,
Like
and bring
they're
them
in
back,
the gym.
or have an intelligent item, and then they have these
The-
personalities of two people trapped and having to spend time with each other for millennia.
Maybe they form an alliance and try to figure out a way to get out of the crystal. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff we could do.
There's so many things you can do with it.
The Chaos Macaw and the Golden Minotaurs.
They could be the odd couple.
I mean, they could ride the Chaos Macaws, but that's not gonna happen.
I was gonna say, I think the Golden Minotaurs really should just be like this creature that exists because there was only literally like a handful of them left, right? They were just immortal.
There wasn't a lot.
Well, this is the children then of these are the refugee children, the bards of the world who escaped. They're the ones going up against the Chaos Macaw because that's who's left the gold.
Oh yeah.
So it's an order versus a race, basically. And I think that we should give it to the order, dude. I think the order. I think we should have
they're
a good
much
guy
more
taste.
adaptable, right? Technically, they can always leave to go find safer refuge in different areas.
feel
They're
like
used to.
It should be our David and Goliath, and I feel like they should win. Like they should find a way to win.
Yeah, because like
You think
I
they
wanna
should
keep them-
find a way to win, or do you think that Ezra's?
I was
plays
going to
the-
suggest that Ezra didn't want anyone else to observe his power, so he kills off the rest of the Chaos Macaws. So there's nobody left.
What if
But I
the
didn't
Chaos
know-
Macaws finally hit? Like part of the reason that they fail is that when this event happens, because they're so the chaos of this leaking is so infused in them, it also breaks, and they just kind of like, mounds of pustuling flesh.
What if it is Ezra Steve? But much like their ancestors, this group of bards, this order, also give themselves to absorb the chaos energy from those macaws. So they sacrifice themselves too, in order to kill what's left of the Slod. So now they're immortalized in their previous world and here, as some kind of like traveler gods that protect people along the roads or protect people in need.
Protect people from
Something like that.
entities that are trying to destroy the world. In
Hey,
God.
so- T'Challa had a really good idea about the Trents landing in the Salt Lake. Maybe it changes it like into like a giant salt lake, and it actually kills off both races. Like maybe the Trents landing in there actually like the healing.
I'm
of-
good with it messing with the acidic sea, but I don't know if that would kill the acidic.
Yeah,
oozes.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of it killing the sea either.
Well, how about it makes the sea a lot smaller, or shallow? I mean, not as deep. So it's not a sea. Well, because really, if you look at the side, we were talking about that island in the middle right there is about the size of Texas.
Yeah, it's a giant inland ocean. Basically.
It's a giant inland ocean. So now, what if it became a giant inland acid flat?
What if it becomes like the Salton Sea? So like parts of it in here are desert salt areas, and there are still pockets.
But it's
of,
not
like,
salt. It's
acid.
It's
acid
acid
lakes.
salt. It's some residue left behind that's got acidic property or some kind of effect.
Dude, no, you know what it is? It's spice, like from fucking Dune. So the Trents and the acid combine and make this special material that people take out of this lake area, like as a resource.
Eventually, when
Maybe
they
use it
realize
to
they
power.
uses though.
Use it to power magic or something, or whatever we come up with. But it's like the spice, dude. That's a good
Does
idea.
it kill the ooze off? That's a question.
I don't think it kills them all off like Steve was saying. I think maybe it makes this giant inland ocean into pockets of lakes with this giant
Okay.
desert salt, acid salt Trent desert inside of it. You know what I'm saying? With whatever
Yeah.
that.
So it
material is.
radically alters their
terrain, yeah.
their terrain and how they feel about life being decently stable for the last. I mean, because I imagine some of them just like chill in the lake, right?
Thousands of years.
Yeah,
And
just
Steve,
like whatever.
yeah, Steve, you can do whatever you want with it.
Whatever,
However you want to
man.
make the new landmass right there in the ocean or the inland ocean.
I'll definitely play with it. Metal Macon, Adamantium Locust. I think since they might actually both be on the plummeting comet, maybe that plus the gravitational shift is why the city crashes.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Taking them both in one
Them
go.
all.
Yes?
Okay with,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
okay with killing them all. I mean, if the splash is bad enough to kill the Chronos, then the sheer impact alone is going to have to kill them all off.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And
mean, now, I still want the heart of the star to still be intact.
I think that the entire mash should be intact, like in the sea, like almost like an Expedition Barrier Peaks type of dungeon that's
Yes.
deep under the water.
Yes, I
like
it.
XCOM,
So you can
UFO
find-
Defense, Terror of the Deep.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
find it. You can find it if you venture down into the sea.
But those two races are dead. But like
Or-
the remnants of them are still there. You know, like,
What if
like,
they're
I could totally see the dungeon turning them into constructs.
Or
that they used to defend the dungeon.
what if they're like necrometal, dude? What if they're like undead metal creatures?
Yes,
Be
I like that
something
one.
that comes
That's
up later.
fucking dope.
Well,
Coatl myconoids.
oh. You know, I would have said the myconoids are going to get smoked, but fuck, dude, they like wipe the fuck out of everything in the other world.
Didn't they just spore out or something? And then
Yeah.
they just like, blah, we blocked out the sun. Fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
I think the Coatl.
Or
The
the
Koala
jab-
were really weakened, honestly. With
Yeah.
the
Or the-
system, they were really
I was about to say the
Or
Coatl
the-
shouldn't have a problem, and then I was like, oh shit, they went through a lot.
Were the Jabberwocky helping them? Or were the
No.
Naga helping them? Are they all
we
together?
threw all of the Coatl based races under Coatl. I was originally separating them all, and you guys said no.
I think with all the might of all three of them combined, I think they would probably destroy the Myconoid.
What about
Easily.
what about the fact that like there could be a because we also have the changing of the sea level, obviously, which is going to be occurring, which has already occurred twice here. We have a tsunami in one spot, and we have a salton sea in the other, right? Again, serendipitous how all that plays out. But what I was going to say is the Myconoids, a lot of them were underground, right? What if when they came over, they were underground, and the reason that they actually, I really don't want them to survive personally, but if they were
What if they
underground, that's
take-
why they were salvaged from whatever devastation hits the surface.
What if they destroy each other? Kind of like, you know how they have those the fungus in Last of Us, or like that fungus in real life that takes over ants' brains and causes
Yeah,
them
like
to
the
explode?
Coatls think they win, but then they start dying from the poison.
Yeah, or they become zombie monsters, like giant shambling mounds walking around the world.
Yeah.
And shit.
I like it.
I dig
Yeah.
that. There we go. That way we have a remnant.
Yeah, we have a
What
remnant and a
was there.
monster. Yeah, there could be different types because there's Jabberwocky, Dark Naga, and Coatl, so there's different types of them.
So how does that affect? Well, we'll have to figure out how that affects the avatars.
Yeah, we have to do. That's a whole separate role. I mean, we have to roll if the avatars even live. Like, I think the avatar from the losing race is dead automatically. Or we kind of already did that, right? We had one absorb another one, so we can kind of just explain that, I guess.
Yes. Lizard folk versus lizard folk.
40k
It's a
orcs,
toss.
undead zoo.
I mean, maybe
The-
they merge.
The
Yeah,
proto
it's fucking
reflective lizard folk
cool.
are way more advanced than the other lizard folk were.
But maybe the protos see them as kin and go, why not just incorporate them and merge into a new race? You know?
Yeah, kind of like, remember how we made the proto like the Mongols? Maybe they just absorb them into the Great Horde. So it just like doubles in size, basically.
I dig.
And even though they're lizard folk, like the primal lizard folk are better in the ocean because that's what they primarily did, and the proto are better on land. So it's kind of like they get a navy almost, like a
Of a big the primals are bigger too, right? They're like a bigger
Yeah, they're bigger too,
alligator
yeah.
crocodile type. There's just not as many of them.
so they become like their
Oh,
shock troopers.
Excuse
or,
me, sorry.
they're
So we
marine.
got the metal gnomes and the aquatic gnomes,
Hold on, did the yeah shit.
but
Do you have a
The
place
metal
made of
gnomes-
gold that the gnomes can go live? Because that's what they're used to.
the metal gnomes were in the flying city that's about to splash down.
Were the aquatic gnomes underneath it? Like, hey, we come to find. Oh shit!
Wait, does the whole reef come through the portal too, and the metal crashes into
That's
the
what I was gonna
golden reef?
say. If the reef doesn't come through with it, then they're not gonna survive here very long anyway. They've been living on gold
I like the idea of them being down. I
Oh.
like the idea of them being down inside that. Like maybe it creates the reef becomes like a giant trench, like it gets forced down into the ocean. There's this giant golden trench on the bottom of the ocean that's very close to that the star metal island.
Yeah.
So they're kind of, if not wiped out, they're like
where the Star Metal Island is, or
they're
where
like
it lands.
you know the
Where it
trench.
was.
Where it
You know
was.
the trench from Aquaman? Those people call the trench, those like merfolk that are all fucked up that
Right
live in
there?
the bottom
Yeah.
of the ocean.
Yeah.
Maybe the aquatic gnomes become like a version of them, like another monstrous creature.
Yeah, so
The
the metal
bomb
gnomes are out. They die with the big boom boom.
And
What
the
if
aquatic
what
gnomes
if the
become
gold
monsters.
what if the gold reef actually protected some of them?
Well, protected the metal gnomes or the golden?
The
or
golden
aquatic
gnomes, since they live inside of it during the transfer. But they get trapped in there, like you said, and they become that's how they become monsters. They get trapped
Monsters.
in there.
I see the aquatic gnomes living, but what they were is not what they will be.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
clearly going to change into something different. So they may end up
Proto
not
dragons
being
and
great anymore.
locusts.
Oh, what and the what?
Proto dragons and locusts.
Oh, Jesus.
The psionic hive mind locust.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they take her. I mean, I don't know. Do you
The
want?
locusts are just
do you want-
disgusting. They're terrifying.
Yeah, do you want giant metal locust dragons? Because I kind of do.
Yeah, I
It's
played the
not-
Warhammer
It's not the
40k.
metal ones. It's the
T'Challa.
normal locusts.
Yeah, but remember they
and
but they were
that's when
made of
Steve
metal
told
and
me
they
they were
would
mushrooms.
absorb people and change them.
No,
Add them
that,
to
that
the
was
hive
the
mind?
adamantium locust, the adamantium
You're
metal
getting
metal.
locust
This is
mix.
just the normal locust.
They would assimilate things. but-
Yeah, which
but
I
they
always
just
viewed.
go with adamant.
I always viewed them as being mechanical in nature. Both of them. Just one was made out of adamantium, which is like a
Oh, okay.
anti-magic thing, and the other ones were like like
Mithril.
like
I
like
saw
Halo.
the other ones as junk builders. I didn't see them as
Yeah.
metal.
Well, I mean, chunks made out of metal. When you think of junk, you don't think of metal. I mean, I do.
No, I didn't
Think of,
think
like-
of them as metal. I thought of them as junk builders. Like,
Wait,
Yeah,
the
you kind of
gnomes?
had them just.
I thought they were
No,
actually.
locusts.
Oh,
Locusts.
the
So
locusts.
how about these proto dragons become like an insectile dragon race?
It's same difference.
Yeah,
How do you
same
feel about
thing,
that?
insect.
Like an insectile draconic race.
Dig it.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So they have, like,
they-
Sorry,
insect eyes.
I'm starting to get a little a little on the short end of my.
So wait, are we describing dragonflies?
Wow.
Got puns for days.
I think you actually just you did a D10 of damage to comedy.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
I think you
that's
rolled a
about
critical
right.
hit on comedy
I'm
there.
just
Yeah.
saying, I'm the dad here, and that was a terrible dad joke. That was
I think comedy just lost 6 hit points.
just like,
And,
so I
can't
don't
get it
think
back.
there's much question on this one in the anthropomorphs versus shrimp folk.
Shrimp folk are fucked, bro. There's not even a question. They make them into a delicacy.
Yeah.
They keep them
Right.
alive to cook and eat them. Much
No,
like
no.
the other
Actually, that's
races do.
that's exactly what happens. They come in and the anthropomorphs are ready to just like dominate and break, and then the shrimp people, understanding their relationship from the past world and how survival worked, offer themselves up as a keep breeding us to eat us. That way we stay alive. And
I
then
mean, it was a joke, but maybe they would just accept them, aren't they? Like,
I mean,
that's how their race is, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
At this point in time, that's what they did to survive last time, right? They pretty much
Well, maybe they would've-
understood that there was this everybody loves to eat us, so
Yeah,
as
it's
long as we
just-
stay alive,
melt some butter with garlic. We're delicious that way.
yeah.
I think they feel bad for them, absorb them into their conglomerate.
Actually,
of
that could be because they're
anthropomorphization.
refugees. They are refugees.
Yeah.
Shit. Save the shrimp boys.
Save the shrimp boys. Fuck them shrimp.
Save the
shrimp
shrimp boys.
So you're saying that they become the conglomerate of the animorphs? So now, no, check this out. So now, I mean, there's gonna be shrimp animorphs that have like cyber, like whatever future
Yeah.
technology, on the lookout to fuck up some insectoid dragons. What, you had motherfucking locusts in you? Oh yeah, bitch, we're coming back. What else? Who the fuck else fucked with us?
Yeah, they would have.
I
like,
got
a
laser
more-
eyes now, motherfucker.
They could help them protect.
Yeah,
Protect
the
themselves.
mantis shrimp with like hyper pistons on their hands. Like,
Yeah, with mantis
All
blade.
right. So,
Vibrating.
the Lachey and the Dark Lachey versus the Shadow Magic using Drow.
It's a tough-
dude, Lachey are ridiculous, dude.
They are ridiculous, but the Drow had all those orders and shit built up. I don't.
Oh, they did.
It's-
Yeah, they did.
I think honestly, I think that's a roll. If you want my honest opinion on it,
Yeah. Let's do 50-50.
I think it's a 50-50.
You want to do you? I'll do
You
percentage.
guys call it. and
50
let me know.
below is Lachey.
50 below is Lachey. Rolling dice. Lachey with a 40. How about?
Joey looks
I don't wanna
disappointed.
show off, but yeah, they're not.
Guess T'Challa was right. It's everybody against the drow.
They enslave them? Defeat them and enslave them? No?
They did
Yeah.
enslave the drow?
But make them effectively not a race anymore. Like, because we do need to like take some
Get
races
rid of
off.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Kill the babies. Kill the children.
Even
Prima
with what we
Nocta.
have surviving, we're probably still gonna knock some of this stuff off.
Yeah.
Slot.
Oh yeah, no matter what we want to choose, we still have to go through and roll a percentile to see who survives.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Stuff could still live or die, regardless of what happens.
Slot v. Moment.
I don't see the moment doing jack shit to the slot.
I think we're a little behind the times. The only reason I want to say that is just now we're getting the comment for Prima Nocta.
I said Prima Nocta earlier too,
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying.
multiple times. If we can't get them out,
alright.
we'll breed them out.
Salmon v. Platypus.
You know, the platypus were some blind monks. Like,
Prima Nocta.
Platypus have natural poison and duck bills.
But they do
They're
they
amphibious.
have herbal
Stop.
healing, but no magics whatsoever, no combatives whatsoever, and
No, they had monks, dude. They had an order of
oh, they
blind
did.
monks.
They had an
They're
order
gonna-
of
They have
blind
an order of
monks.
blind monks. The
Bitches.
salmon have made their living off of riding kaiju and
and
then
multiple armies like guard the wall.
killing kaiju.
just want to say
I-
salmon. Just to say salmon.
And I'm gonna be honest.
These
The
platypus show- they're
hold
like,
on.
you're not like 300 feet long, dude. We're
No,
good.
Yeah, the platypus look like mini kaiju's.
Oh my god,
They
they
would
did.
probably murder them on sight.
All I was
What
thinking,
are you?
We come in
Mon-
peace, look, it's got its claws on us.
like, don't attack us. We have toxic. We have a toxic tail, and then like
Demon ducks.
you think there's about to be a showdown, and then one of the smaller kaiju that is trained just comes up and
One of the bros is like, "What happened? Did they feed you all after midnight?"
No,
All right, then we have the Amazon v. Tiger Folk. Remember, these are large saber-toothed tiger folk.
Oh, it's tiger folk, dude. I think tiger. Oh, we want to roll.
Wait,
that?
are we talking about Cheetah versus Wonder Woman? Is that what we're discussing here?
We're just
Because
Um,
because
we're
Wonder Woman.
talking about a large size category cheetah v. normal size category Wonder Woman.
yeah, but dude, she's the daughter of Zeus.
we're
bro.
talking about
She has a look that
cheetah.
makes people tell the truth.
And clearly, none of these are Wonder Woman. So it's more like Cheetah versus the Wonder Woman knockoff.
And both of them are kind of in the
Cheetah
same
versus a bunch of
position,
big bitches.
right?
Yeah.
Both of them are isolationist,
Well, they're both
enslaved.
slaves.
Yeah, both
So I mean,
enslaved.
what if they? I don't know. We've already had a couple people work together. It would be interesting if
me,
they
they
worked
would-
together too.
To me, they would be very xenophobic. Actually, they'd probably kill each other on sight.
Yeah, they both would be xenophobic to new things,
Actually,
new people to make us slaves.
the tiger folk in our previous world, after getting
Oh,
their
did they-
asses handed to them several times,
Friends with.
became political.
Yeah, where did they go? They went to north to somebody, didn't they? And then made a
My
deal for
phone
protection
finally
or some
died.
shit.
Yeah, they sent out envoys to pretty much
Yeah,
every
they
race
were
in the
trying to.
world.
Yeah, they were.
So
So
the tiger folk, although they were savages,
They
were
got
savages
clubbed over
until
the
they got
head.
their butts handed to them.
by Amazon.
So they
Music.
were like,
And
"We want peace."
they're kind of in the same boat as the Amazons. They were both forced out where they were at. They were both enslaved. I kind of feel like maybe they'd work together, dude. I don't know though. We've kind of done it a couple times, so
Well, hey, because we still.
Hey, what if? Wait, time out. What if they do work together, right? And what we do is they might not live. They might live. They might not. But if they live, we don't have tiger people. We don't have Amazons. We create a half tiger race.
They
Lionels.
did
Yeah,
kill off most of their men.
yeah, Lionels. Yeah, they kill off all. That's a good idea. Yeah, they become another race. That's a good idea.
And they might still not live. They might still die.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if
Okay.
not, you have half tigers, like kind of like half elves, but half tigers.
So let's see here. We got this one. They went this way.
What is that? So like that's like human Amazonian humans with cat facial features or cat
How would you
features.
say catfolk? Catfolk makes it a lot easier.
Well, no, what I mean is like
Have you seen Thundercats?
No.
Okay.
That's
you
what I figure the
I'm
tiger
not
people
speaking
are
up,
already.
I'm just
I figure
saying.
the tiger people are already Thundercat kind of people. What I'm thinking this turns into
what
is
they'd
more
speak.
like a tiefling,
Yeah,
where it's a
still
human and
Thundercat.
you have like one thing that comes through for each of the different people, kind of thing.
I think they would just be big and strong. That's what they would be. Bigger and stronger tiger.
I have not seen the cats the live action. No, I'm not. But were tigers are pretty badass.
Well, no, I just mean imagine if you saw a human and the only trait he
No,
has was
I'm just asking
when he
chat.
didn't. Oh yeah, I know. The liquor asked about the Cats film, but no, I was saying is what if
Flickers of ass.
what if
They're
like
6 inches tall and they play around in shoes.
what if it was
Alright, actually,
a
you
human
know what?
that's
Looking at
bigger
this,
and then
we-
naked he has tiger stripes all over his
Go ahead,
body.
Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
Sorry
It's
for
almost
cutting you off there. We've actually either killed off or combined a lot of these races. So at the end of this, what we're left with is the acidic ooze, the meerkats, the larger lizard folk nation,
I like that name.
the
The Seven Nations. Dude.
the insectile draconic races. The shrimp folk got absorbed by the anthropomorphs.
They still eat them as
The
well.
drow are now slaves of the Lachey.
Black market.
We have the Slod, the Salmon, and then the Amazon Tiger Folk combo. So really, we're left with 1, 2...
9.
Showing
A
9.
good number to try to kill off to get down to 2 or 3.
We're down to 9.
And then we gotta roll.
9.
Now we got to roll.
All right. So before we go into any of that, we had either a rise or fall in sea level. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a rise.
I was
Yes,
going
no.
to say
You want to fall? You want to fall? We wanna
more
roll?
land. More land. Okay. Why would you say rise? We have no ice caps that are melting, do we?
I mean,
Water
we could, but
came in the vortex too.
I kind of thought when the mirror happened that it brought in a lot of water races, so maybe it brought in more ocean. But I could see fall too. I could see some of it getting absorbed in the vortex and there being a fall in sea level
Okay.
from it happening too.
I mean, either way, it's going to be a pain in the butt for me. because
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what I
sure
meant.
how
I
to
thought-
look at the map.
I thought
connected to the ocean.
I thought a rise might be easier for you to do than a fall.
Yeah, fall's going to be.
Actually,
well, fall's gonna be
actually,
adding a whole
fall
bunch
is
of new land.
easier. It is adding a whole bunch of new land, but adding land is easier than taking away.
Yeah, you could also add.
Sure.
You could also add islands. That would be easier for you than having to
Yeah.
expand coastlines. So yeah, I guess we could do fall. I mean, either one works really.
Well, fall you
Oh,
still
no,
have to
I
expand
mean,
coastlines.
The map work aside, I think we should roll it off.
Want to roll it off?
I'll roll it
Okay.
since I'm the. Wait, I'm the one that did it, right?
say 40 and below fall, 40, 41 and above rise.
All right.
Bam.
Rise.
Good.
Rise, rise, and salmon rising. There you go.
Well, there goes the rest of
easily
that
right
island.
here, Steve. You see where the chronics were? You could put all this underwater here from this trench all the way back. That's
that
an
would
easy
be
one.
easy, and that would be a clear rise.
Clear rise right there from where it hit. I'm just saying.
Okay.
We're gonna have a lot. This is gonna be a very
That's everything-
campaign
everything to roll
setting
in the races
full
and
of
Avatar.
pirate stuffs because, like I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
when you look at the ocean world, the ocean sizes, like I love it. It's like how like oh my god, it's like the Atlantic Ocean is the difference between like right there. There's the Atlantic Ocean, right? Like that. That's the same distance almost.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Like if you know, in the last age, if the water levels stay roughly where they are now, you're looking at some great pirating. Like you know,
Yeah.
like, just a really good place for pirating and just water travels. All right, so what's the roll going to be on whether or not they live?
All right.
Kind of.
1 second.
All the
here.
crazy stuff we've had here.
So we have the extinction level event, which is this thing coming out, them all fighting. The ancient horror awakening is what the races are, right?
Yeah, it was Garrick's, or yeah, that was his name, right? No, what was his name?
Garrick.
Drax?
Corvexus.
No, Corvexus.
Crovexus, the mirror created. Brought
What's
the
the
universe.
divine terrain manipulation? That's the
That was the dial that caused the whole thing to
deadlock.
happen.
So all the is the
Just-
belt
just
immobile
look
right
it
now?
up.
I was thinking maybe the belt becomes immobile, or maybe you could shift it
You
to a
know,
permanent different position if you wanted to.
I think we should be nice to Steven, just make it stop moving right where
We could do that too.
We could do that.
For now.
For now.
At least for this age, it's immobile. Yeah, for this age coming up.
Yeah.
So, just off the top, acidic oozes, are they in any real risk of dying from what has happened?
I don't think so. They probably have a very low chance of extinction.
Well, I don't mean
25.
Yeah, they don't have to live in an acidic environment.
Yeah, 25% chance to die, 75% chance to live.
All right, someone hit the dice.
John, you roll.
John rolls.
John, roll.
Oh,
Fucking dead.
Fucking dead.
That's a 12.
Fucking dead.
So
Well, I guess I know the acid that survived inside that lake was them.
So the acid, so the petrification process did suck them all up into and neutralize.
Nope, it left the little pools of lakes in there of acids. It was them.
Yeah, but the main parts
the
neutralized.
meerkats.
Well, hold on. Do you want to roll the avatars now? With the avatar that goes with the acid ooze? See if he's alive or dead? Or do you want to wait till the end?
Yeah, no, let's go ahead and hit him. That is going to be the weave.
Yep.
We
Roll.
don't want to get 50-50 because he is part lizard folk.
See, dude, I would give him a little more because he's ascended.
65%?
Not just he's ascended, he's also sitting by the dragon, the primordial dragon eye that has the healing essence.
I think he has a very good chance of survival. I'd say 90% chance that
Oh, so 90. So
alive. All right, next race.
Okay, the next race up is the
This
meerkats.
sounds like a horrible genocide.
Oh, we figured out.
Are they gonna live or die? Next race, send them in.
Well, the meerkats are probably going to be okay because they have Ezra's. They have 2 liches.
Yeah,
They have 2 liches.
I think we still have to give him a chance. Let's do 90 on them too. Yeah, 90 to live, 10 to just be obliterated. And have him be the only
10
one
and
left.
under his death.
Good to go.
Damn, if I would have rolled 95, I would have been like, ooh.
Ezra's, good to go. Ezra's has his phylactery.
Ezra's is the king shit of the entire plane as far as any common thing can tell.
So,
unless there's
the
old
next thing up
shit at work.
Is the United Nation of Lizard-like Peoples.
The LLN.
The
I
UNLLL?
want to give him 8% chance to live.
UNLLP. It's the
80,
UNLLP, which
like that.
sounds very official.
So
Let's
20 and down is death. 21 and higher is alive. So
Alive.
they're good. The LLN is strong.
Okay. The aquatic gnomes, they're monsters now, right?
Yeah, I think that they have
Monster.
very like. Do they have any any avatars?
No.
I would say if they did, it'd be like a 10% chance that this
If
guy.
They did have an
No.
avatar.
Not anymore. He died.
Oh, that's right. He died.
Oh no, they do. Waka Marama.
Roll him. 10% chance.
10% chance.
Oh wait, what is
Scholar.
what is Wakarama? What is he?
He was their scholar. He was trying to be their
Okay, yeah, 10%.
King Kamehameha.
Ooh,
Yeah.
25.
No,
He
not
tried.
Waka Flame.
Okay.
Can we roll? I know
Waka
the Kronks-
Maraka.
I know the Kronks and the metal gnomes were fucked because of the island. But can we give them like a 5% chance to see if they lived?
Sure.
See if there's remnants of them that stayed alive?
All right. First
Oh,
one.
even if
That's
we
how
wiped them
the
out-
gold
wait.
minotaurs made it.
Even
True.
if we wipe them out, there's still remnants possibly around, and there's also a chance that on later rolls, a race reemerges.
That's true. But maybe there's a.
So-
Really make
Oh,
it.
and I
Means
mean,
their
we can
civilization
always
is
have them
torn apart, right?
reemerge in an event too. Like,
Yeah, they're both out.
you don't have to wipe all this out. Like, we might see an event later on where we've been talking about the stupid sundial again, and all of a sudden someone's like, "Up the chronic." Well, Temporis is back. you know,
Of course.
So,
But
just because they might die now doesn't mean they're gone forever.
You wait till episode 9, guys, when I use my turn to make Temporis finally be able to reactivate the original switch. We had to go back to round 6.
Yeah, we have to go back to this age before all this happens.
And we had to
I
play
would
it all
put
over
a
again.
Knife in your guts.
You could also roll for Temporis right now, give him a chance to live through the crash. But
Yeah, we will
Yeah.
do that. we're gonna go through all the avatars. The proto dragons, the now insectile dragons.
Oh, they're
dragons.
pretty fucking strong.
I think they're pretty safe.
They're dragons that can see at 90-degree angles.
95% chance they live. Roll it. Come on, Ot 1. Okay, they didn't die.
What is this entire thing have?
Wait,
effect on?
I just realized it was. Sorry, I didn't realize you already rolled. My bad.
That's fine. You also rolled a 1d10.
I mean, I think.
Oh yeah, that makes sense then.
I think Rin becomes detached, right? I mean,
Or does she get transformed?
yeah, I don't know.
Does she fall to the hive?
It is very
She seals
strong.
herself away in the hall. She seals herself away in the halls of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it would twist and distort and fuck shit up, wouldn't it? You know, like
It would definitely.
so it's not like unless she
Does
would.
Ren become the keeper of the game?
I like
Does
that
she
idea.
keep running the game?
I think
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that idea. She becomes the game master, or the dungeon master.
That's funny. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Apotheosis.
The anthropomorphs.
I mean, dude, they're so well protected. It'd be a very.
They are
low
pretty well
chance.
protected. I want to give them a 90% chance.
85.
85. Let's do 85.
Woo, shit, we're good. Yeah, they're okay. They're still alive.
All the dragons are dead.
The Lachey.
Oh, Lachey. Well, I mean,
They got hit and then they got hit and then they got hit. They just came back out, didn't they?
Yeah, but they made that giant grove of energy that protects the Fae. area.
65.
Yeah, I
70.
can do 65. 70.
70.
You're good.
Did you already roll it?
Yeah,
you
he
guys
rolled.
rolled a 20.
Damn, man. I'm not even done saying the number and you're rolling. Okay, Slod.
So we just lost the Lachey, right?
I think that's pretty low. No,
Yeah,
the
you lost
Lachey
the
are still
Lachey.
there. I thought
No,
the
we're not.
He rolled under
You gave him-
25.
We said, yeah.
the slot have been given up by Ezris and by everything else.
The
The
Lachey
slot
died?
has no. The slot
Yeah.
has no head on it anymore, and it hasn't had it for almost a whole round and some. I think the
They
slot
became
don't make it.
Chaos.
They became much like the original Lachey. There's only a few of them left in the entire fucking world.
Yeah. Yep. So,
Now, what did that do to the Drow? Do you want to give them a
Oh.
small chance that the enslaved Drow lived through all this because of that?
what's
I
the
think
percentage
give-
chance?
They're
Give them a
all
15%
dead.
chance, dude.
15% chance?
15% chance. They're dead.
They're dead.
They're dead.
gone.
Okay, so I was gonna say I think the slot are gonna be gone. I think the slot's chances are pretty low because they have
Actually,
no
I
allies.
think-
Their old channel back home
Yeah,
was
but
closed.
they're pure agents of chaos.
They're pure
So I think
chaos.
they always have a 50-50 chance of surviving. That's what I think.
They're alive.
They're alive.
Salmon.
See, now I think they have a high chance because I think that wall they built, the pale wall, I think it protects them from all of the shit that happens.
Yeah, they're.
My
pretty fucking
only
Oh my
concern.
God.
Oh my god, they're dead. They died.
Okay, well, my only
5%
concern,
chance.
my only concern with that was that the pale gate.
The
is
tailgate's
built-
no more.
No, the pale
Yeah.
gate was built on the belt.
Yeah.
So when the belt suddenly went the other direction and then just dead stopped, like
Yeah, they died. Physics killed them.
Just killed them.
They got turned into tuna fish, bro. Salmon fish.
okay, the
Tuna salad. Salmon salad. If you go into the pale gate, it's just hallways filled with pink flesh, pink rotted flesh.
the M and the tiger
flesh.
folk.
What's up? Sorry, Steve. That was loud.
The Amazon
and
tiger
the
folk.
tiger folk.
They're a survivor. You gotta say it about them, dude. They're survivors. Oh, I
I
guess they lived.
I don't know what was the chance. I think it was less than a
What percentage chance are you
50-50.
gonna give them?
I think 50-50 for them.
Well, technically they're dead.
Yeah, I'll
It's
say
51
well,
to-
I think 50-50 is still too high anyway. Just because they're
I don't know.
well, the problem is that okay, they just got their first taste of freedom at the end of a disaster into another disaster, and then the Amazonians are
Yeah.
going through their own disaster at the same time.
But I feel like any race that sticks around, that keeps getting fucked over and keeps living, I think inherently
get
have
tough.
a chance to survive.
Well, this isn't the race is completely extinct either. This is just the civilization is gone.
The
They're
majority
not
of them are gone.
connected together, or
Okay.
And this one, since it was such a close roll, there's probably a lot more of them around than others.
Yeah.
So the Metal Macaw avatar, Starmaster,
he just
was
leaves.
definitely
Was-
on the ship that crashed.
He becomes
I
he becomes a
Here's my
planeswalker.
No, here's my pitch for Starmaster. He gets cocooned in the Star Metal vis-a-vis like Adam Warlock, so he's down there in that tomb, in that dungeon somewhere. Like
Yeah,
how
I
like
was
it.
gonna say he's a boss monster.
He's
the
a boss.
dungeon.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him around.
he's
He's
CR
definitely out of play.
he's CR 15 in our own very Temple of Star Metal Evil. Like that's he's like the end.
Is he a bad guy, Starmaster?
I mean, I don't
He
know.
was originally.
But who knows what's
Okay.
gonna happen after being years? and
It's like
years.
it's like encountering William Drake again.
Yeah,
Like years
yeah,
later.
he's the William Drake
He's just
of the Metal Macaws.
yeah, he's just walking through the building, talking to people that aren't there.
He's in a room talking to himself.
We were
Not
gonna
to
travel
figure
so far out into the realm.
so
We were
far?
gonna travel.
Arion, the Lachey avatar.
Well, what's their? I mean, they got smoked. So what's the chance that they survive?
I think she's smart enough to retreat into the Fae. I think it worked for her once before.
Do you want what percentage
Give
you
her
want
a
to get to
chance.
see that she does in time?
Does she have? Yeah, does she
Oh,
have the
man.
time to get there?
30% chance.
So
All right, no, let's say 15% chance survives straight up, right?
Okay.
But from 15 to 30, she like blends her essence into the Fey Grove, becoming
Yeah,
like
then-
the great oak of the Fey area. So even
Like-
though she's
Well, that's all well and good, but John rolled a 37, so she got smoked.
She's dead.
Could have
She
been a
be-
living layer. That
She
would've
be
been awesome.
deaded.
No,
Or
she's good.
what I was gonna say is she makes it to the plane, like to the Feywild, but she since she dies anyway, she's in a permanent rift into the Feywild that she's like a 2D plaster on this world.
Well, she's she's in that spot in Megatrix, right? She's in the limbo spot.
Yeah,
with all the rest of
Hold up. Temporis.
percentage chance, sir.
I don't
20,
know.
20, 25, dude. He's got 1/4 chance.
Okay.
He's alive.
He didn't make it. Oh, no.
No, we had to roll under
Yeah,
25 for 25, right?
No,
Or
he's
are we
dead.
going rolling up?
It's always
Yeah,
down.
he's alive because we would have gone. He would have had. He had a 25% chance of dying or not.
Yeah, he had 25% chance of living.
Oh, 25% chance of it. Yeah, he did.
He did.
He did it.
It literally hit right where he was at. So
Yeah.
that's kind of high, actually.
And then the sidekick that was next to him at the time looked over and said, "Well, Time Lord, did you see this coming?"
Mouthy.
Was that a okay, dude? I need you to roll a d4, and you need to deal that damage to comedy once again. So please, so roll me that d4.
Malthius?
All right. What's his chances of living?
Oh
Was he at the sundial? Probably pretty good if that's where he was.
no,
he was underground.
Malthius was involved in the fight with the Myconoids.
Oh yeah, he was underground.
He has
I'll see about the other guy.
emphysema from damages from
he
mold
had
in his
the,
lungs.
He had the knowledge. He had the
Waddles all died off.
he had the knowledge that Ezra's gave him of that shadow plane. So I think he has at least a 50-50 of being alive. And if Ezra's wants to keep him as an ally, it's probably even higher.
Okay.
So what do you guys think? Oh, well, he lives.
Is that how we want to do it, or?
That was my pitch.
I mean, I think he's dead because he only we've been doing it like the higher he has a chance of living.
No, if I were to roll under 30, I was assuming the Lachey would have been alive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how it
under
works. It's
15.
under, right? So he's alive if he has a 50-50 chance of living.
Oh, I thought we were doing 51 to 50 was alive, and then 1 to 50 was dead.
I have no idea. Whatever y'all call on this one, I'm
okay
just
with
Y'all
you.
need to say
Shadow
above
realm.
or below, damn it.
I'm okay with him going to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, escaping basically, right?
Like, leaving the plane, he's out of
Yeah,
play.
he's out of play,
Come back.
but he might be coming back at some point. Who knows?
He might. He may not.
Mixlaw.
He's on the other half of the universe, so I can tell you that the star metal crash ain't gonna kill him. but actually, I don't know what's over there that's killed him.
Who were killed off by the Myconoids?
Who are we talking about? I missed it.
The guy who was at the guy who was at the
dial,
timepiece.
Who found the dial.
The timepiece.
I think he
yeah.
has a good chance being
Yeah,
so far away from
everything. Well, quick question though: what happened to the pureblood macaws?
No, no.
They're dead.
You're thinking of the wrong person. I thought.
Oh no, Mixlal. Yeah, no,
It's Coatl.
Yeah, I know, but he's in the area next to the pureblood. How did the pureblood macaws die? Again.
They got killed by they got betrayed by their leader and killed by the meerkats.
Yeah.
Okay, so the meerkats are in the desert area now.
All of the Coatl also had to fight the Myconoids.
Yeah, and he died.
Mixlal was likely involved in the Myconoid fight.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be, right?
Yeah, I thought he would have just been out on his own since he walked away from his whole society.
But I mean,
down to the south.
if we want to put him there, if he's there in the Myconoid fight, he's probably fucked. I'd say it's probably like 25% chance he's alive, 75% chance he's dead.
So 1 in 25
alive,
20 dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
Okay, so
dirted.
There's another thing we need to roll on this one. Is he dead or is he Myconoided?
Myconoided for sure. He's some kind of speckled monster.
Yeah,
Speckled
fungus. That's most of the Coatls who died. They got spored.
No one's going to understand why all the Coatl monsters are north of here, but there's one Coatl monster like walking through the salt flat deserts.
Okay.
So they were like taken to like an ethereal, like in between realm to have their big fight out, and then kind of like the resolution popped reality back to where it would be. Whoop.
Did you roll for the Hawkmen? Who were here but didn't fight anybody?
I forgot about the Hawkmen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Sawmen are dead, so the Hawkmen kind of step into that role, right? No.
I like that idea. We could say that they become protectors of the
passes of the island, of the chain, and of the or whatever.
And in remembrance of their fallen brothers, take it upon themselves to protect the gates.
And they had to do something.
Maybe
to
they
pay
become
back
some kind of weird, like amphibic flying race. Like they can breathe.
Are you
water
telling
too.
me that they got a little too close to each other and started fucking like fish fucking?
No,
bro. Hey, all we do is mix on this plane, dude. So that is exactly what I'm telling you.
So it's like a flying fish.
It's a pink flying man.
So what we have left is the lizard folk, the insect dragons, the anthropomorphs, the Slod, and the Hawkmen.
Ooh.
All right.
I like it.
What I like about this is we already have a plethora of ruins that are going to be hundreds of years old by the time we get around to really shaking things up in the
dungeons everywhere, dude. Dungeons. Yeah.
It's gonna be good shit.
All right. Well,
that's a good place to stop.
That is a wonderful place to stop.